before we knew it, she started pressing breast. Hello. What's going on? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Simi with the N. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I promise you're not going to regret it. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back again. And thank you for supporting me up to this very point. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. So into today's video, it's going to be a story time about something that happened to me in my secondary school. And yeah, you might have an idea from the title and all of that, but you still have to stay till the very end to know what happened, how it happened, and everything about the whole happening. So let's delve right into it. So I started my secondary school in Abeokuta because that is where my family lives in, and that was where I started it from. So until I had to now transfer to another school in Ibadan, a boarding school. So this was because family friend now they recommended the school as per the school was very good and this and that. So just information that a parent will hear and want to move their child there. So that was how it was for me. And I was excited about it. It was a boarding school. I was going to be away from my family for the very first time in my life and meet new people, just like in a new state, and that was just exciting for me. So the whole buying of new stores, buying shoe, buying bag, all the boarding house stuff now. I was just very excited, and that was how it was. Then we got to the school. As at then, it was still a small school, so it wasn't very big. It was just like a very big building that had a very big compound that had different flats and a story building, just like that. But right now it's one of the biggest schools in Ibadan. I don't want to mention the name. It's just only people that went to me to that school that will know the school I'm talking about. But right now it's one of the biggest schools here. So of course it was a small school. Back then it was a small school here. So we're not really plenty in each classes, just maybe my class GSS2 then maybe we're 20 or something like that. I can't really remember per se. So in the hostel, the hostel was still very small. We're not really plenty in the hostel. All of girls, we should be because then it was a flat that had 3-bedroom apartment, yes, with one other place that they constructed for the house mistress. And in each room it was 3 bunks, so six, yeah, it was 3 bunks, or was it 2 bunks? I can't really remember. So it was just small, just 3 rooms, imagine. And in each room they made sure that there was a senior in each room, just so a senior that was in SS class, just to monitor other people, or the juniors, apart from what the house mistress the house mistress would give instructions, but delegate it to the senior there. So that was how it was in each room that we had then. Now I was in GSS2, by the way, in case I did not mention that I was in GSS2. So the senior in my room was in SS2. Yes, she was in SS2 then. We're going to call her, because I don't want to mention her, I should not cast her. I don't care though, because it's not as if she did one good thing. So the senior, let's name her Bosse, Senior Bosse. Sorry if your name is Bosse, no harm or no offense or anything, please. So let's just call her Senior Bosse. Yes, Senior Bosse was sitting in our room, and I had some of my mates in my room, so maybe 1 or 2, then some. I think GSS1, I think there was one GSS3. I can't really remember because this was how many years ago now. So this senior, she was a bully. It wasn't bullying of a slap, go and fetch water for me, sweep that, not that kind of bully, the way bullies are now, in most schools. I don't even want to say federal schools. But my school then was they are still very strict now, and they did not take any notice at all. Any bullying matter like this, they would handle it with seriousness and everything. So there was no chance for any senior to be bullying any junior or any of that to happen here. Even the teacher herself all you could do was either punish, not one intense punishment, or you should beat with normal cane. There's no slapping because they did not even allow that at all. Anything that will almost run one person's child deaf or cause one disability, just normal beating, beat on your hand, beat on your bum, or that way. So that was how it was. So now, how was this senior a bully? She would take our stuff, maybe our provisions, eat it like it was hers. She's from, I would say maybe like a little below average. That was the family she was from. So she didn't really have all of these things. So she would, with our parents would buy the milk, tea, provision, everything. She would take it, eat it like it was ours. But we didn't really complain or report to anyone because we felt like since we still had enough and it was still enough for us, so there was no reason to report. And I think another thing I felt was the reason for for us not reporting on time was probably because, you know, that fear that, oh, when I report now and they now deal with this senior, how the senior will be dealing with you extra, or how the senior will tell her mate or his or her mate, and you know, that fear. So we didn't really complain or anything at all. Yeah. Now the disgusting part, then I think we're not allowed to use perfumes, just roll on. This senior will wake up, it was like a thing for her. She wake up in the morning, use one person's roll on here, use another person's. She will even use in her private area, rub the roll on all over her clothes just to smell good for whoever she was crushing on in her class. We use our roll on, but we were just still the roll on to use, so we did not complain. So this went on for a while, and all well and good. Yeah, we did not report to anybody. But then she was, I won't say fun, because normal gist now, if you gist with anybody, someone that is sharp and that can shout talk, of course it will be fun. So sometimes we'll gist and laugh and all of that. Now this is where the whole thing started. On this, I think it was just a normal, like a usual day, regular day. Normally we'll sit on our bed or sit on anybody's bed, you know, just normal hostel thing, just sit down on anybody's bed and gist and all of that. So she called me and one other person, I can't really remember, to her bed that day. Okay, sorry, before that, this particular, you know, normal girls, no, I won't even call it normal girls thing, because it's like, if it's your friend, then you can be tapping us or just touch the person's chest, that kind of thing. But this senior used to grab our chest, like playfully, just grab anybody's chest, grab, senior, clinic. I almost said that name. Senior boss, you know, just stop now, just that kind play, grabbing breast, yeah. So this day she called me and this other person, I can't remember who it was in particular. I've tried to, because I called some of the people that we were, let's say, a victim of it, to confirm my story, just so I will not say what did not happen and then forget not to say what actually happened. So she called us to our bed, yeah, and we just she told us to lay down now. I was still in JSS2. I didn't even know anything at all. I was so innocent and naive. And then she told us to lay down, and then was normal gist and laugh before she started like rubbing on our body, that kind. It wasn't the usual, oh, maybe I'm holding someone on bed just to, I don't even know. It was not just the normal way. It wasn't right at all. It was uncomfortable. Before we knew it, she started pressing breast. Hello. What's going on? It was not just right, yeah, and it was very strange. And God, I'm not traumatized by it though, but just like I'm trying to remember. And she was like squeezing and all of that. It was just but we did not really know what it was then. It's just like all these pedophiles that would touch small children, and they won't really know what is going on. It's not as if then they would say, oh, let me talk to you about sex or talk to you about sexual abuse, or that wasn't even a thing at all. It's now that everybody is like being woke and trying to inform their younger ones and children and all of that. So we didn't really know what that it was. It was a serious thing, but it was uncomfortable. So we were like, senior, this now, stop. Until she left us alone. I think she did this for like maybe 2 or I don't even know how many times more. I can't really remember the details, but thankfully she didn't go down there or do anything that was intense that would have scarred somebody or like just make you feel just traumatized. So this went on for a while with the whole bullying and everything. Now apart from that, she had of course, there's no school that will allow a teacher and a student to be in a relationship here. This particular senior was interested in a teacher that was our music teacher, and I remember that man. I will not just say your name. Anyways, I don't know, they had a thing going on because secondary hostel now. This man will stay back, music teacher. Maybe you want to still teach maybe the hostelites, help them practice one song with the keyboard, or maybe using the instruments, you want to stay back and all of that. And then we had a box room where we used to keep our boxes and everything, yeah. And then when we go there, he will follow us, and he and this particular senior, you know, don't stupid, don't play, laugh, touch bomb, touch this. But we saw all of these things, but nobody sent us to say anything. So that was going on, and I think the school staff, I don't know, maybe this kind of suspected, or it was another teacher that noticed it and then reported her. So she had that record, and I can't remember how in particular that they found out about all of this going on. I just remember that we were called to our director's office, and this man does not take any nonsense. He's so strict. He doesn't joke with the students about the students rather at all. So he called us to his office, me and the other person. I remember they called different girls to his office that day, and then he called us and asked us about it, and then we said it like this was what she did though. She used to take our stuff, she used to do this, she used to do that, she touched us, but it wasn't serious. But you know, an elderly person hearing that knows that, okay, no, that is not something small or something that you just say, oh, it happened, and we just said, stop. No, it was a serious thing, because it is till now it is still a very serious thing. So he got really angry and so pissed, like, oh, why didn't we tell anybody? Why didn't we tell our house mistress? But we're like, we did not know it was that serious. And then told her, okay, just go back to your hostel and don't say anything, don't tell anybody. We didn't tell anybody in the hostel because that was the instruction. Nobody want to enter Wahala now. So that I think I remember they kept on calling some particular girls that they kind of knew what was going on, or they've been victims of this particular senior. And then I remember, okay, what now happened, what like triggered everything, that we now knew that, okay, this was the end for this senior. She had a fight with another senior. It was one serious fight. They entered toilets, beat each other. So that one expanded the case, yeah. So I remember the director called them to the office, and it was a serious thing. We just heard that this senior was suspended. Then they talked about the whole thing that happened. So that was how everybody got to know about the whole thing, how the senior had been kind of harassing students, juniors in the hostel for a while. I can't remember, maybe it happened to any day student or whatever. And the whole relationship with teacher, and the whole fighting, and the whole bullying. That was how Ayash got exposed, yeah. So now, because of what happened, it now made the school set the rule of, oh, no student must enter the staff room anyhow. Because she used to, how will you be entering staff room, going to meet this teacher, sit on his table and all of that. So it made that made the school to make that rule. And if anybody should break the rule, then there was like a serious punishment to it. So she got suspended, yeah. I think maybe for a week, I can't even remember also. She came back. Okay, so I just said her name now, but you guys won't hear because I would have cut it out. So she's back, yeah. So of course she had like just one more. If she should get one more strike, then she's out of the school. Now remember, this school is a small school, just starting. Of course they want to be having mercy here on, but not our director. He didn't care. It was all about the school reputation and the well-being of the students. So he did not care whether, oh, the school is just starting and is already expelling. He didn't care about that. He just told her that she had just one more chance. If she should now mess up, then trouble. Now remember, it was because of this particular same senior that they said that rule of not entering staff room. She got back and she broke the rule. She went into the staff room. I don't even know why or for what, but she broke the rule, which rule that was set because of her. She broke it. and that was the end. This man got very angry. I think they beat her like mad beating, and I was cool. They chop. Yeah, they can beat her. Our director knows this game to play with. It will not nothing kini. You will just beat. It's not that they beat you up all over your body that you'll be having scars. No, but you will chop that can well. So I remember they beat her well, and then they expelled her. I remember her mom came to school. She was crying, begging, and all of that. But this man did not change his mind. He was so adamant on the fact that, no, this is your child. I'm not going to let her ruin the reputation of my school. Just carry your picking and get out. And that was the end of that senior. That was the end. And I think it was kind of like a relief to us, because her coming back, we did not know whether she was going to be extra, she was going to be like an extra bully or deal with us seriously. We did not just know what to expect, but we just felt that okay, now if she should do anything, we could boldly go to the management or the director or anybody to just report. So we did not know what to expect then. So it was like a relief that okay, maybe she would not do it again. Now realizing the things that she did that was not right, we like had that we already had that idea, because back then we did not know. We just felt okay, just normal play now to stop here. But that was at the end of that senior. She was expelled out of the school. That sent like a warning to everybody, including the teachers, that might want to like do anything nasty with any student or any other person that might have that kind of thought in their head, or any senior that would have wanted to bully the students. So that just puts like that fear, and that warning was passed across, and that was it. But I'm just like glad that I was not scarred from that whole thing, because it might look like a small thing that someone is pressing your breast. I've seen people that from those small things that was done to them when they were little, they became maybe sex addicts, or they just could not control themselves anymore, or become something that they were not before, or even just be scared of having any intimacy with anybody, or even just the barest minimum relationship at all. So I'm just grateful that it wasn't that intense, and I guess the fact that I was not really aware of what it was didn't make it sink in like that. Because imagine she was kissing us or doing I don't know. I'm just grateful that didn't happen, that it was just the whole intense grinding, and well, that was it. And I'm sure glad I wasn't scarred or traumatized from it. And I just hope that there's like people that are going through, or that have gone through this kind of thing, or that are going through people that are going through this thing, have like the mind to speak up, because it's not everybody that has this boldness to say, oh yes, this is happening to me, or this happened to me, or this person abused me, or this person did this to me. I hope they are able to like have someone to confide in and just open up to someone. And I hope that the people that are opening up to, listen to them and like take actions, and not just like shut them up, because this thing is still happening very, very well. It's even worse now. I had a friend back in school, a guy that in his school back then, he was abused by other guys that were sleeping with him and doing nasty stuffs to him, and he really till now is still scarred. That kind of thing. He had nobody to talk to. He did not even know how to talk to anybody. It's like years when like it is affecting him, that he now has to like start trying to open up and trying to heal and all of that. So I just hope that like more awareness is brought to this kind of things, because it might look small, I don't know, but trust me, it is not small. It is from little things. My dad has this rule that it does not allow any, or when we were way younger, I have a younger sister here. When we were way younger, it did not allow any of our uncles to put us on their laps. It's not a matter of, oh, it's my brother, I trust him. Among people that we trust. God forbid, I'm not calling my uncles anything, God forbid. But then, just things that can just prevent any kind of, like all of this kind of thing to happen, or prevent it from happening. Just some specific measures, preventive measures. So that is the end of our story time. I hope you guys enjoyed the story or the gist, and please you don't need to be concerned about me. It wasn't traumatizing trying to remember. No, I'm not even. I won't say relive it. Just remember, because I can't even remember anything for that. Like, I had to call some people to be sure that okay, this was what happened. This was the process. This was the. So it wasn't any trauma for me. But thank you guys for watching to the very end. Kindly subscribe, please. Just subscribe. Thank you, and like, share, comment, tell people about my channel, because come on, you can't tell me up to this very point that is not fun. So see you guys next week, same time, same day, a different video. Bye. That was how everybody now got to fake me. Please help me stop it. Buying new shoe, uniform. Fake me.
Why? Sorry, I'm super.
Just cut it and let me start it.